I started and then I sort of messed up a bit. I was attacking that, I took 1 unit, so I'll continue my artillery on this. I didn't do anything else. Okay. What we've got in there. Let's try that. Okay, so we've taken 1 unit from that. So again, it all comes down to sort of the air power. So this tank is a bit tough. Let's see what we can do anti-tank wise. That might be a better idea at this stage. 1.6. 1. That's 2.6. 3.6. 4.5. 0. 5.4 additional. So it's 8.5. Drones might rout him. Yep. Okay. Let's think about this. Where is it? It's there, look at that. Let's take it out. No effect, no effect. Oh, trying to take that stuff out, aren't I? That's what I'm trying to do. Okay, should have done that earlier, really. Interesting to see what these odds are. Exchange. 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 Could bring some of these guys back. No, I don't fancy getting an AR on that, which I suspect might happen. Not as good as it could have been, because now they've got this big attack coming in. Oh. Three to 1 at DE. I don't really want to advance because he'll just get on an attack. Okay. Right. Our Ukrainians are now in a painful situation, I think. They've got to try and take Novodonetsk, which they had for a bit, and now they've been repulsed. Actually, they can pour across there, pour into there. But what I would rather do is take out that big stack there. So again, it works both ways, really. Ten. Five. 1. So now we've got the bloody small arms battles. He retreated into there. think they've lost the initiative over here. Let's just get back over to here. Oh no, it's the Russian turn, isn't it? Oh no, it's the Ukrainian turn. So we should be able to push those guys out. Leave the engineers there. Oh, they're both so they'll probably die. Yep. So we're still storming this bridge. We've taken Novodonetsk back. They're too strong there. I think we've got some artillery over here somewhere. So we won't be able to attack Stora's Heavy. Won't be able to attack that, so it'll be just multiplied up, but we might be able to push that unit. 1.2, 5.1. I think I'm just going to move them all into there as a defensive option. I mean, that might be a good advance. Oh look, some reinforcements. Well, oh no, these are the units that I'll wait until this. I'd rather go round. What am I doing? There's a clear path there, look. Okay. Okay. So the Russians, with their immense air power. I think the mistake the Ukrainians have made is not clearing these minefields quickly enough. I think it still seems as though it could go both ways, but let's just see if we can get some morale checks over here, just to sort that out. Drone strike. Yep. So it takes out that one. Got artillery over here and air defence. Let's take that out. Oh, that air defence unit can't be on much. That's a 7.5 in the last 2 turns. Artillery. Oh, he's under there, isn't he? Well, he's got to go now. What is he on to, like 20? Oh, we lost the drone. Okay, that means we're onto the air defence unit now. Artillery. Seem to have done quite a lot this round. If we can take out that artillery piece, I feel as though there's a sense of accomplishment. No. 6.6. 7.5. Everyone with mechanized support. Ouch! That's one for the BBC. Oh. I'm not thinking on this, but I'm getting quite hungry actually. An exchange. Right, so what can the Russians do over here? We've got this. It's looking tight over here actually. What's he on? 8.1. Should be able to get him. Yes. $11.1. Actually, no. Oh. It's a startling game. Still trying to push through here. But they've lost a lot of their good stuff. Air defence and artillery. Making some breakthroughs somewhere would be useful. There. But that's a nice healthy stack. It's either that stack or that stack. Four, 2, 4, 5, 2. Let's do 3 on this and 3 on the other. And obviously that was an extra, so. And 2 drones. Oh, they lost a drone. And here. So they get an extra as well. The nice thing about the off-table artillery is that you can't lose it, which is sort of why I did it, really. Generally, not just for this game, but for a lot of games, you've got off-table stuff, you can't do anything about it. I was thinking of doing off-table counter battery, but that sort of, just represents the sort of the general attrition, because otherwise artillery is actually quite easy to remove straight off, straight from the start. Okay, so that's the Ukrainian sort of good stuff all used up. See what we can do here. Three to 1. No. Stalemate there. They're not doing anything. They're not doing anything. These 2 tanks can come in and try and do something. Taking that stack out would be the big thing. He's sitting there just trying to become available. Let's just see what he's sitting in. Okay. Oh, an exchange. It's getting bitty now. Why can't he move into there? I think there's a river going across it. A rogue river. That's odd. It's frustrating me now, because he's got 3 movement. Okay, over here. They had 2 3-to-1 attacks, one there and one there, and they both failed, which would have been very nice if they succeeded. I was about to say, not all of these mines are level 1. That was obviously more than level 1. Okay, I think, that the Ukrainians are going to lose. It depends where the Russians want to apply their air power. Because they can almost just laugh at these people, they're so weak. But I think arresting their advance might be more important, because they're fairly impotent to the west. Oh, we routed their tank. Let's have a look at what we've got now. 4. Let's put this artillery in here. Oh, we've got this stuff over here, haven't we? Let's just get rid of that. Yep. tank busting over here. See, they've got no air defence now. Okay. I used to play a lot of Civilization, and that would take up a Saturday or a Sunday, just like this. It would go on forever, and I would play it right to the last unit, even though you could tell straight off that game was won much earlier on. But I would just completely play it through for some reason. You know, it'd take almost as long to play it through as it would to get to the stage where you realise you'd won. Because I don't think the Ukrainians can do much now. Okay, so physical attacks. Oh, I don't think we need those ones. It's too much, I think, in that stack to attack. But this one might be a bit more worthwhile. 4, 4, 5. So it's only really 2 fresh units. 2-to-1 and DR, so that's good. I think it's worth the 3, 2, 7, 5, 4. Are they fresh? 1, 0. No, I'm not going to do that because I've got plenty of time. So take out these tanks. I think the Ukrainians should be considering a retreat now. Well, we still seem to have a drone left. What can we attack? Okay. I think I'm actually leave it at that. I've tempted to play the next turn, but I just think it's stupid because the Russians clearly have way too much artillery and air power now. You know, they've still got masses, and the Ukrainians just don't have anything left. I mean, even over here, it's just so itty bitty. I mean, let's just sort of look at the next turn. You know, I've got 3 drones, a bit of artillery. I mean, can it really affect anything? Well, we need to sort of take out big stacks, really. You know, they've got all this anti-tank stuff that's coming in that's sort of from a distance. It's very effective. They've got reserves. They've still got spare units coming up from here. You know, I think it would just get silly. I think that at some stage you'd have sort of something that's not in this game, and a sort of, you know, overall leadership sort of decision to retreat. You know, they're never going to do things to the last. They would have gone a long way off. But in fact, it's interesting to consider sort of, you know, the extent at which they would sort of determine at which point that there's been too many losses. I mean, for example, you know, looking around, I can't see any. I mean, I can't obviously see any. There's some tanks there, 50% down. There's one lot there, 70% down. You know, so out of all the tanks that they had, there's one there, fairly intact. There's that one there, 65% down. So they've basically got nothing left. You know, in consideration to that, you know, they had loads all along here and all around there. whether or not this is balanced as a game, and how near you can say it is to sort of simulation, I wouldn't like to say, because I don't think it is, sort of, from either point. But I think it gives you enough food for thought to consider actually what's happening outside of what you read on either Saffron or the BBC, which are two places I look at mainly. I mean, I look at Financial Times and Al Jazeera and a few other sites, but they tend to be sort of so biased either way that you've got to take them with a pinch of salt. But after playing this, I realised how much of an effect that has, because what you're doing, you're just looking at the results that they're trying to give you, and not look. And when you see this, you can clearly see that there's a much bigger picture of how they might have taken heavy losses, and they might have even broken through, as we did here, and they might have even taken this place down here, whatever it's called, Novodonetsk. And you might have reporting any aspect of the game at any stage would have given you a biased sort of perspective of what was actually happening. And interestingly enough, I mean, in this situation, the Ukrainians have lost. And I'm just looking now, and it's hard to see any Ukrainian units. Everything's blue. But I think, again, if you were to play the game again, I would have a much different sort of idea of how to start. So you might say, well, okay, the Ukrainians would actually invest a lot more in the engineers. So I might put a few more engineers on. And also, I think I said this right from the start, that they should have air mobile units, special forces to take out certain points in advance, special forces to come down and sort of take, these key objectives or cut roads. And it diverts resources, slows down supply and, reinforcements, and the ability to sort of swing units from one side to the other. And also strategic bombing, of particular objectives, like being able to sort of blow up this road so that it's no longer usable. Things like that. I'm not sure if you can do that in this game. But the point is, I think that the air mobile side of things, I can't see why it's not being used more, and I think it would have been really useful, because then you could have sort of interdicted behind enemy lines to prevent them from sort of reinforcing these places and then taking them a lot quicker. You don't have the option to say, I'd like more engineers, but I think I'm just going to double all the Ukrainian engineers just to give any player the opportunity to do that, because it seems as though you might want to centre your strategy around building a bridge here and clearing this minefield here and coming through here, because they certainly have a hell of a lot of units. And I'd like to play it again, but I've just wasted the entire day playing this. 3 hours. 3 hours. I mean, that's not a long time, really, game-wise. Considering I think Civ used to take me 3 days, if not longer. And I'd sort of like not sleep during that time and put things in the oven, and then the next thing I know, it's on fire. It's just a piece of charcoal. Time flies. But yeah, I think that was far more interesting game than I thought it would be. And it's quite interesting because this game didn't exist this morning. I got up half awake and I thought, what can I do? And I thought, I've got to do something. I haven't done anything. There's this big major counter-attack going on, and I haven't done anything. And now looking at it, it just all comes back as sort of so interesting. But maybe it's just me looking at the map. I'm sort of realizing that people are doing other more interesting things in the real world. But, I just like looking at these maps. They're so, detailed and interesting, and it's a world in its own right. So it sort of opened my eyes a little to, exactly what it is. Years of development, etc., etc. So anyway, I'm going to finish this, and then I'm going to have a look at the south front side to see. Let's have a quick look at it now. See whether this is what I was modelling. That bit there. So there's Nova Advance. In fact, that is pretty much Nova Advance is there. There's the bridge. That was what I tried to get, and I think I actually got it. And even in here, it sort of says somewhere, despite Kiev's attempts to hide the escalation, Ukrainian offensives have been going on for almost a week now. The Ukrainian military threw expensive foreign military equipment into it. So we just played this battle, and was that actually what happened? But let's see what's new, because they only do 1 or 2 reasonable articles a day. So I've seen all of these. This is boring. So this is interesting. But I've only got a minute and a half left. Kiev forces make new attempts to advance, suffer more losses. Don't we know? I want to do more proper sort of anti-tank, like these Lancet things. I actually wanted to sort of somehow revamp the whole war blog site. I don't think it's really possible, and I don't think I have the time to sort of cater for the smaller scale. But I think it's just a perspective. You just squint your eyes, and they don't have to be company units. They could be, squad units, whatever you want, really. But I haven't looked at any of these 3, but these 2 look interesting. There's no pictures. Yes, look at that. All those fields. Look at that. Little hedge lines and fields. Of course, it takes forever to load. Anyway, I've only got 30 seconds left, so I'm going to cut the video and leave it at that, and I'll get back to this and I'll speak to you later. Cheerio.